In today's video, we're going to cover Kodal Minerals stock. This is a lithium miner stock predominantly that we're interested in here. We've been in it for over 2.5 years, going on 3 years this March. It's been a crazy bumpy road to get to the stage, but as of a recent RNS, we have the funding package confirmed, which we'll get into, and we will look at the charts. We've seen in the last 5 days the stock shoot up about 50%, and since the time we've been invested in this stock, I am currently looking at it, and it is up over 430%, which is outstanding. Kodal Minerals is very much delivering on what it says on the tin, and I'm delighted to say that there is still so much more to come. What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy, Hold, Sell. I hope, of course, you're all well. This channel predominantly is all about kind of covering green energy stocks, lithium plays, battery recycling. That is the sort of the sector that I identified about 3 years ago when I started this channel, and that is predominantly what we cover. Now, outside of that, I like to swing trade and I like to cover just general market news. But the idea is we sort of picked 5 of these types of stocks with the intentions of holding for 10 years. We're about 2.5 to 3 years into the journey, and Kodal Minerals has been one that really has been a fantastic pick. So let's just look at it since we first covered our first video, and I'm just going to do a recap of this because look at this quality. No mic, dire. We've came a long way since then, that is for sure. But as you can see, on one of the first videos we did was back in March 2021. Go back roughly to March that time, we can see as of right now, it is up 423% from the highs to the lows. At one stage, we have seen the stock up almost 600% up. That is phenomenal gains, especially for a penny stock. But there is plenty more to come. And if you look at the last 5 days, we can see here from the lows to currently, we're up 50%. And it's just continued on a nice trajectory every day. And currently, as of recording, it has seen a bit of a sell-off from originally about 15%, but we're still up over 7% at a 0.69 of a penny. We will get into detailed technical analysis in a moment, but let's just have a look at some of the news here. So we can see it came out on the 27th of October. The funding package completion. And again, for those that are new to Kodal on the channel, Kodal Minerals is a mineral exploration development company focused on lithium and gold assets in West Africa. The gold is something that they have had for a long time, and that is a valuable asset to Kodal Minerals. But again, just to reiterate, the reason I have identified Kodal Minerals as a stock worth investing in is because of the lithium deposits. It announced that the company Kodal Minerals Mining UK Limited, so that's going to be KMUK, and Hainan's wholly owned UK incorporated subsidiary Inmal, and together with Hainan, the Hainan Group have agreed terms to complete the funding package announced on the 19th of January, which we talked about previously. That was what's being held up potentially by the current governance issues in Africa, but it has all been signed, sealed, delivered, and Kodal Minerals is 49% and 51% by Hainan Group. The agreement for the completion of the transaction follows from the waiving of certain conditions precedent relating to the reorganization of Kodal's Mali lithium assets. Kodal continues to liaise with the DNG NTC completion of the transfers as soon as possible, and in the meantime, these assets are deemed to be held on the trust to the benefit of the KMUK, whilst Kodal progresses the Bougouni Lithium Project with the funding from Hainan. Kodal agrees warranties, indemnities up to 100 million in relation to the waiving of these conditions precedent for the transfer of the Bougouni mining license and the concession, the warranties and indemnities over the period from completion as defined below to the point of transfer of the license concession with a 2-year period for claims to be made. Kodal will warrant the good standing of the license and concession at the time of transfer. That's extremely hard for most people to even get their head around, but ultimately we've been waiting on this to be signed off. We knew this was coming and we've been waiting on it to be signed off. There has been difficulties in Africa, just the governance and all of that. We finally have got it done. Now, the reason there is this deal being done is because Kodal Minerals, yes, technically they own the site and the lithium, but the problem being is they have absolutely no way of being able to get it out of the ground and get it in and get it shipped out. That is why there was always to be a funding package. Now, there's multiple different ways they could have done that. They could have tried to raise funds within, dilute shareholders or whatever, but this is a very good way of doing it. They've got somebody that's willing to pretty much take all of the resource, and they've signed up to doing a 50-50 split really of proceeds. This is a good news. This is why the stock has pumped. It's just taken another step further, and now it firms things up a lot more that Kodal Minerals will not be, for example, bought over by these guys at this stage. They're very much present. They're very much there to deliver. This is the juicy bit. The parties are looking to finalize all remaining compliance items as soon as possible, with expected transfer of money, $117.75 million, of which $3.5 million has been received as prepayment announced on the 3rd of August 2023, for the completion of the transaction now expected in the first half of November 2023. So we are weeks away from this, and that is probably why you will see a rise up to this news. This, for me, will be like many other stocks that we cover. You buy the rumor, you sell the story. This isn't a rumor, this is fact. This is going to be happening. Likelihood is it's going to happen in the first half of November. That could be delayed, which would potentially, as we've seen, cause the stock to sell off. But right up until sort of mid-November, I don't see any reason why we won't see gains on Kodal Minerals stock. The parties have extended the long stop date of completion of the transaction to the 15th of November, or later date that may be agreed in writing with parties. So they're already sort of putting out there, listen, things could be delayed. And we've seen a lot of delays with a lot of these mining stocks. So do be prepared for that potentially. Doesn't mean anything's going wrong. It's just the way it is. And what I like about this is they're targeting production as quickly as possible. Big Bernie goes on to talk about it, and there is other releases about it. I'm not going to comment any more about it. I've summarized it there. It's quite clear where this is all sitting. This is a very, very good news. We have a fantastic Discord that is obviously full of great information, some great people input in there. Dave, Colin, Bob Minion, don't know if that's his real name. But yes, the guys are all sharing it. Great pictures, great information, in behind the scenes kind of stuff. Really appreciate everybody in the Discord talking about it. We can see there's a lot of people very excited, a lot of happy faces, including myself. Some great write-ups here in Lloyd's Bank. The list goes on. If you're interested in getting in the Discord, the link is down below. If you want to sort of understand what all this trading means, say, for example, you're looking and you're going, I love these buy symbols. What does this mean? Well, this buy symbol came in here, and if you bought here, you would be sitting right now up about 50% on this buy symbol. This came in on the 1 hour chart. So let's have a look at the day chart then for a bit of technical analysis. We can see here our buy symbols come in, and the buy symbol is an indicator that I had created. Well, sorry, I didn't create it. I have no idea how to create it, but I asked coding people that are far more intelligent than me what I was looking for in terms of RSI, MACDs, and how all this can indicate into a symbol to allow people to know when to buy. So this buy symbol came in. If you bought on the buy symbol, you'd be sitting around 50% up. So it's a nice indicator that works well, and it can sort of tell you when to sell, when to buy. Now we can see previous highs were around 0.94 or whatever. I just fancy us to potentially get above this line. It's going to struggle a wee bit, but we can get just above this. I think we're going to push. Now there's plenty of volume. Look at this. This is the volume. A lot of volume coming in. A lot of people buying Kodal Minerals at these prices. I do fear people could maybe be jumping in just a little bit late. I do want more of a position. I'm not going to buy or sell. For me, if you're trading, maybe take a little bit of the froth off the top. Does no harm. Does no harm. However, with that news coming out over the next couple of weeks, potentially, I just fancy it to tick on. But don't be panicking if it sells off 20, 30%. It's a penny stock. It's likely to do so. But I think we'll get above this. I really do. I think we're going to get above it this month. And we get above this. Again, I don't see why we don't see around 0.91, the new high level, and around from these prices to there, you're going to be looking at probably another 30% pump. It is very, very good news that is coming. So I'm really, really excited about Kodal Minerals, and I hope this video has been informative. If it has, please like, subscribe, help me continually grow the channel. Anyone that's interested in Discord, I will catch you in there and we can continue on the conversations. But Kodal Minerals is very much for a long-term position, very much a buy from my point of view. From a trading point of view, just tread a bit carefully. If you have no money in Kodal Minerals and you're thinking about it and you've only came across it and you're liking it from a fundamental point of view, there is plenty to like here. We're above the 100-day moving average. We're with a buy symbol come on in my indicator. We're above the 20-day to 50-day. I mean, it's very bullish, plenty of volume, plenty upside. So yeah, I wouldn't be afraid of opening a position if it was new to position, but if you're massively in them and you're thinking, oh, I want more money out of it, don't get greedy, guys. Don't get greedy. Tread carefully. Consider taking a bit of a trim potentially of profits, but ultimately sit back and enjoy the journey that Kodal Minerals appears to be on. Peace.